Hi guys, Big33 here with another tutorial for RPG Maker 2 or RPG Maker 2000 for PlayStation 2. This is going to be actually a tutorial for a way to make the character swim. A fellow YouTuber, leonomai, uh, where I've learned most of my scripts from starting out, what helped me learn how to play the game initially. He has the character swim. I found a way to do this that's pretty simple, so I'll go through the steps. The first thing I need to do is show you what I've done here. I've made a map, so I'll go to my graphics and my map editor, and this will show us our map. And I'll go to here to test. As you can see, this is a blank map. There's no reason to have a map here, and I'll explain that. You just want ocean, because the ocean is gonna take the place of the pool. To show you what my map actually looks like, I have to go into graphics and object placement. I've created some objects, floor tile and wall tiles, and I've arranged them in this object placement so our map isn't empty. So once I apply this object placement to my world organization, it gives the map functionality. So you would go to graphics and down here, and this creates a plugin for the world where our map here, our test, is applied, and then you can apply the objects and the events into the map or dungeon. That's all for that. I'm going to create a few scripts here. First, I'm going to see what scripts I already have. So I don't need this script, but I need 4 scripts to do this. And this is going to take a flag, which I've already made. If you go into game settings, in the custom tab, you can name your flags. And I've already named a flag. The first flag I can use, 261. And it's called swimming. And if swimming is on, then it detects that the player is moving. So I'm going to go into my script here, and I'm going to look at what happens. So the first thing that I need to do, a few things here. Okay, so I'll exit that. I'll create new data, and we'll call this interpool, so it doesn't confuse it with the other script, and update that. And I need a few things here. I need to look at what I did again. So I've got a few things here. Okay, so it's not a long script. The first thing I'm going to do is, once you enter the pool, it's going to detect that you're swimming. So to do that, it has to turn this flag on. So it determines that you're swimming, and then it moves the party a vertical move of 8. And the first thing I want to do is go to Party, Movement, and Bypass Objects. This will allow us to float on the water. That's why we need this. The next thing I need to do is actually move the party. So we go back into Party and Members, Movement, and we go to Direction Move, and we move them north 1 step, and we'll keep that a normal pace. Um, Last thing I need to do is change the angle. I'm gonna keep that in at the end. I might put that here. So if we go into members, you have to do it by member. Go to movement and lay down, and we want them to decrease the angle. 0 is standing, and anything below 0 is leaning forward, and anywhere above 0 is leaning backward. So I want to go to negative 56. Have to go down, not up. And then I want the height to be negative 4 out of 16. And I want the time to be 12 frames. I have to select a member, so I'm going to select Verk. And then with each of these here, I'm going to make a time of 12 frames for each of these inputs. Except for the last, because it doesn't have a time occurrence, that just moves. And up here, under my bypass objects, I'm going to create a script command to apply together. So it plays these motions without wait times. And if there's any other scripts involved, it will apply this with those scripts. That's what apply together does. So I'll update and exit that. And then I'm going to create new data and call this exit pull. Exit pull. So what this is going to do, and this is going to pretty much have the player go back to the platform. So to start that, I need to go to members and movement and vertical move and make that 16. So they move up 1 block in 8 frames. Make that a little fast. And then we choose our member. This is for one member only. You can make this apply for other members if you want to. And up here we go to, after our vertical move, we want the party to move again. So we go to party and movement, direction move, the direction of the platform comparative to the rest of the map, which is south, and distance 1 step, and keep that the same. And then we'll go to members, landing. Here party might actually have it. So party movement, landing, time, 4 frames. So in 4 frames they're going to land, and then they're going to move south. But before they move south, we want to turn movement, bypass objects, no. So this will pretty much place you on the floor. I need to look at my other script to see if I forgot anything. So swimming needs to be off. It needs to apply together. Okay. Maybe that's, yep. So alter our flag first. So data flag, swimming off. And basically swimming is on and off to apply the animation for swimming. So first we're going to change the angle. So we're going to go into members, movement, and go to actually party. I think it is members, FX. No, movement, lay down. So we change the lay down angle to 0, and we make it verk within a time of 8 frames. This will be half the distance, half the time. Uh, and then up here, I'm going to go to script, apply together. And then once the object bypasses no, when they can only walk on solid ground, then we want to go and change member effects, motion change. We'll make the member work and make it walk. The speed, 100, whatever you want your speed to be at for the game. So I'll just update that. And that should be everything for the enter and the exit pool. I'll update that. Now I need something for when the player reaches the edge of the pool. And I can't just turn bypass on because then they won't be able to move out of the square if I turn it off. So to make it not work, to where you won't exit the pool, I pretty much have to set up a case basis and move the player. So I'll explain how to do that. I'm going to create new data. And if I go in here and I go to, and I put in can't pass. This tells me what this script is doing. That's how I notate things. First thing I'm going to have to need is a data game info load. And this will load the game info so that when I go into script branch and sort, it loads this variable, which is variable number 85 party direction. And if the party direction is a specified number, after the data is loaded, then it's going to some kind of action is going to occur. The player is going to move. But to make that happen, I have to go into script branch and apply if, and then change the number here for each of the corresponding directions. So if the player is east, I'm starting with east, ending with northeast, going clockwise. Also I have to put data for script end, and this will allow the next apply if to occur. So I'll just copy this data and paste it a few times and change it so that it corresponds with every single direction. Because if you were not to include all the directions, the player would pass the barrier eventually. So how I'm going to do this is have an input for every direction. Now I need one more in here, and then one more at the end. And I don't need a for script end here. The branch ends, but I want to keep it there. It's kind of nice in case you want to have other inclusions, or you just want it to end. All this really needs is a party movement. So I'm going to go into party, movement, and direction move. And if the party is facing northeast, they move southwest. If the player is facing north, actually I have to copy. Player is facing north, they move south, and so on. So I want to edit this and make this one step and keep this going in the same direction backwards. So this is going to occur in a way that when you move a certain direction, this script moves you the opposite direction. So if direction is northeast, southwest, if direction is north, south, if direction is southeast, north, northwest, then southeast, and so on. Make sure I do this right. So it needs to go, oh, that's the last one. So the first one, southeast, that's right. So northwest, west, southwest, is that right? So let me see if this is right. So 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, northeast, west, east, northeast, southeast, south, southwest. It should be 7. There we go, that's why. So I'll copy here, paste here. Now that should be west. So 0 should be west. 1 should be northwest. 2 should be north. 3 northeast. 4 east. 5 southeast and south. Should be correct. That should be right. So I'll update that. And this event will basically move you the other direction when you go a certain direction. That's all I need for that. The last script I'm gonna have to do is the actual animation for the swim. And it's gonna be if the flag swimming is on, these commands. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and update. Create new data and call this swim anim. And this is gonna be the animation for the swim. Very first I wanna create the conditions. So if our flag 261 swimming is on, then we'll play the motion for the swim. The first input is going to be an apply together command, and that's just going to be simple things to move the characters. So we're going to go to members, movement, vertical move and make the vertical move 2 in a time of 12 frames, and select Verk, update that, and then copy it and paste it in here, make it -2. So they go up 2, down 2, up 2, down 2. And then we're gonna give the character emotions, so we're gonna go to members, effects, motion change, member, and happy at 90%. To look at this, you can go to the preview and choose any of these characters. This is Verk's model, so you see that's what it's gonna look like when he moves. So I'll update that. I'm gonna look at my other script to see if I missed anything with the swim animation. I think I need to change. Okay, that's all there. The last thing I need to input in this is a force script end. So I'll go to script, force script end, and that'll finish our script. So I'll update that. And then I want to look in here and see if I did this right. So bypass objects. Down here when they move north 1 step to enter the pool, I figured out I have to do something with this. So if you go to party, float, you gotta have the party float at a specified angle or height, a specified height. I'm gonna make this height -4 because this is just where I want the player. Now I'm gonna copy that and update it. And then I'm gonna go to exit pool, and down here under when it goes just before you can't move on objects, I'm gonna paste float height and make it 0. I'll actually make it 16. That should be right. So all this should be right. I might have to go in and edit a few things, but that should work. I actually want to copy this float and paste it here for my vertical move because I don't need the vertical move with the float. That should work. I'll update and exit that. We need 4 events for this. So I'm going to go into scripts in the events tab here and create an event. And I'm going to create some new data. I already have the data to make it work, but I just haven't redone it. Enter pool. And this will be our enter command, and it'll be a normal event. And the start condition is going to be equal. When the player is at an equal spot as the event, if they are on the same tile as the event, no matter the height, it's going to apply enter pool. So we don't need a model for this. Actually, we don't want one. So I'll update that. And now I need an event for each of these 4 scripts. So I'll copy and paste, and this will be exit pool. Update that. And then go to enter pool and go down to exit pool. I'll create new data and we'll call this camp pass. And this will be our camp pass script. Again, it's going to be equal. That's just the easiest way to set it up. Then update that. And our last script's going to be a little different. This is going to be our swim animation. And we're just going to call this swim anim. And this will animate the player while swimming. We want it to be a system event. And we want there to be a condition. I haven't went over this yet in my other videos, but when you create an event, you can have a condition that has to be met before the event occurs. I don't use this a whole lot, but when I do use it, it's pretty handy. So we're gonna go to if swimming is on. So if they are swimming, if they had entered the pool, then the animation plays. So go to our swim animation here and update. And that's all 4 of our events. I'm gonna go back into my script here because I think I forgot something. I'm gonna go to exit pool here, and once they float, yeah, that should work. There to land, that should work. I'm gonna place my events in my event placement, which I already have here under pool. If I edit that, I can delete and add things. That way I can see, I can alter the events in the map. The first thing I want is can't pass, and that's gonna be on the edge of the map here. And I could just have different events for if this side is touched, it moves you south. If this side is touched, it moves you east. You know, but it's just more simple to have it affect all directions. And I'm just gonna go through and paste this can't pass on the corners of this entire dungeon, the edges. And this will basically affect, it'll create an area for you to move in and make it possible to stay within the pool and never end the swimming. The float action and the animation, it creates a boundary. I think I need 2 more in here. Okay, I need a new event here. Instead of out of pool, we're gonna go to exit pool. Instead of in pool, we're gonna go to enter pool. And those are the only 2 events. The enter pool is gonna be up here on the top, and the exit pool is gonna be down there on the bottom. So once I touch this exit pool, I go up here. And once I walk back and touch it again, I go down here. So there's that. Update and exit. Now to make the player actually move, I have to do a couple of things. While they're swimming to make the event work, I need an indirect effect. So the indirect effect will pretty much work as long as the conditions are met for the effect, and I can apply it to the character. This is an easier way to make an animation or even apply specific conditions and occurrences to players. I'm going to create new data, and I'm going to name this swim animation, just to make it a little different. And then in the customs tab, I'm going to make the length 0 steps and 0%, so it just keeps looping. And then under the status type, I'm going to make it condition 9. You can keep applying this on a player I've done that, and I believe it works. Uh, Under the new success, each time it succeeds, or once it succeeds, something occurs. We want that to be here, because this basically gives the indirect, it tells the indirect effect what it's doing. When it starts, if there's nothing here, nothing happens. So under the flow 2, to make this repeat, every occurrence of the indirect effect repeats the swim animation. So it keeps happening as long as applicable. I'm gonna test this to see if this works. I'm not sure exactly if I've got it correct. I might have to change a few things. So we'll test play and we'll start. And then if we go down here, you see we enter the pool. Now the player is swimming. So when we move, they swim. And when they're in place, they swim. So this is a swimming character. Let's see if we go up here. That turns us back. And then if we test all the directions here, I'm just going to test every direction. Looks like every direction works. Move my character here. I'm not sure how to get that to work. Test this direction, so let me see. So southeast turns me away, down turns me away. So now I've successfully created an area where you can swim and you can't pass out of the area. Let's see how this works now that we've entered the water. You exit the water? Well, I need to change one thing. So I need to go to my scripts and exit pool. And before they go to move, it's telling it that they can't bypass objects, so I have to actually copy that and paste it. And then this motion change we can change here. Delete, and then our landing can be down under the move condition. And then we delete this no bypass. So it's actually, the flag is off, so they're no longer swimming. And then apply all these together, lay down, height of 1 block high, south 1 step back onto the platform, landing so the player lands on the platform, and then walk. And then stays on solid ground. That should work. I'll start to see. So I just need to enter the pool and exit the pool to see if this works. So maybe that's why it's floating there. Okay. Not really sure what I did. So I need to go to exit pool. Let's see, lay down angle 0. Let's make the float height of 0. I think that's wrong. And then we'll do the landing before the move. See if that works. And check that. So update and start to see if this works. So the player will enter the water. exit the water. It's a little glitchy. Go into my events to see if I've done this right. So I'll go to my exit pool. Should be equal in exit pool, so that should work. So I'll start and see if it works again. See what's going on to see if I can fix the bug. I think it's just a minor bug. You actually have to move away from it here to get back up there. Well, it works. It's a little glitchy. But I think that can be remedied with a few other things. Maybe just making the platform longer, or make the character step back further. Character still gets up there once you've walked past the block, so that should work for now. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys had fun. This was a tutorial on how to make a swimming character. Sorry if I borrowed the idea from your leonomai, but guys, please go over there and check out his channel. He's got some tutorials on there, and don't forget, have fun.